Hello and welcome to the wisdom and door madness of crowds. Click. Oh no. My computer always makes me freaking refresh. This is like the easy route. It always makes it hard on me. But anyway, I'm doing this Nikki Case by Nikki Case. I did The Evolution of Trust, and then I did We Become What We Behold, and here, let me pull up a picture of what I'm talking about. Yeah, take what you want to think about that. Ooh, $5 off. Now that's a bargain. Anyway, refresh, please. Blue wisdom and wisdom and murder. Yeah, there we go. Alright, this is gonna be a longer video, as usual. Sir Isaac Newton was pretty sure he was a smart cookie. I mean, after inventing calculus and theory of gravity. Yeah, come on, I don't want to do that. Calculus, yeah, no thanks. Physics, yeah, no thanks. You should be clever enough to do some smart financial investing, right? Anyway, the long story, he lost $4.5 million in today's dollars, in the nationwide speculation frenzy known as the South Sea Bubble of 1720. As Mr. Newton later said, I can calculation the motion heavily bodies, but not the madness of people. Yeah, it sucks to suck. Of course, that's not the only time markets, institutions, or entire democracies went haywire. The madness of crowds. And yet, when you just lose hope in humanity, you see citizens coordinated to rescue each other, and hurricanes, communities creating solutions to problems, people fighting for a better world, the wisdom of crowds. Well, how do some crowds turn to madness or wisdom? No theory can explain everything, but I have a new field of study, network science, that could help and guide us. And it's a core idea to understand crowds. We should look not at the individual people, but at their connections. Ooh. So draw a network, each connection represents a friendship between two people. Okay, so draw it here and there. See, now they're not lonely. And good enough. Alright, now social connections are more than pretty pictures. Now look at their social connections to understand their world. For example, people look to their peers to find 4% of their friends, not counting themselves, or say binge drinkers. I would draw and erase connections to see what happens. So these two won't be binge drinkers, but these two will be binge. However, networks can fool you, just like how the Earth seems flat because we're on it. People may get it wrong ideas about society because they're in it. Makes sense, I guess. A quick response. Yeah, I'm not about to read it. That article, you can if you want, but it's like an extra half an hour, and I don't want to do that. For example, a 1991 study showed that virtually all college students reported that their friends drank more than they did. But that seems impossible. How can it be? Well, about to invent the answer yourself by drawing a network designed to fool everyone. Yay. Fool everyone to thinking the majority of their friends, 50%, are binge drinkers, even though the drinkers are outnumbered 2-1. So, I'm gonna start with that. Right? And so these guys are friends. Perfect. Congrats, you manipulated a group of students into believing the prevalence of an incredibly unhealthy social norm. Good going. Thanks. What you just created is called the majority illusion, which also explains why people think their political views are consistent, or why extremism seems more common than it actually is. Madness. I have no idea how to spell that word, and I kind of feel ashamed of it. Consensus. Huh. What kind of fun connections are there? I'm not about to read that either. But people don't just passively observe others. Ideas and behaviors actively copy them. So now let's look at something network science is called contagions. Let's put aside the threshold things for now. Below we have a person, dunce, with some information, some misinformation, fake. You are fake news. Hold up. Yep. This dude is fake news. This dude is that reporter. He deserves all of it. Alright, as the as the cool kids say, we're like what Donald Trump says. And every day that person spreads the rumor like a virus to their friends, and they spread it to their friends, and so on and so forth. Yeah, blah blah blah. Oh, now everybody is Donald Trump. Despite the negative name, contagions can be good or bad or neutral or ambiguous. There's strong statistical evidence that smoking, health, happiness, and voting patterns and cooperation levels are contagious, and even some evidence that suicides and mass shootings are too. You know what else is contagious? Corona. Anyway, it is indeed puzzle time. Draw a network and run the simulation so everybody gets it. Okay, it's easy. You can't cut the connections. Yeah. This madness spreading called Information Cascade. Mr. New fell for such a cascade in 1720. The world's financial institution fell for such a cascade in 2008. However, this simulation is wrong. Most ideas don't spread like viruses. For many beliefs and behaviors, you need to be exposed to the occasion more than just once in order to be infected. So your network scientists have to come up with new ways and better how ideas / behaviors spread, and they call it complex contagions. Let's bring back thresholds and the binge drinking example. When you played the first time, people didn't change their behavior. Now let's simulate what happens if 50+%. What happens if people start drinking when 50% plus of their friends do? Before you started the sim, ask yourself what should happen now. Now run the sim. Okay, so I think these two are gonna be the only ones that don't get infected. Oh, so not him because he has these two. I thought it would just be these two because I don't know why. Anyway, unlike our earlier fake news contagion, this contagion does not spread to everyone. The first few people get infected because although they're only exposed to one binge drinker that has 50% of their friends, yeah, they're lonely. In contrast, well, it's better than the fact that nobody else has close friends. At least they maybe have 2 close friends. No. It could be helpful. In contrast, the person near the end of the chain did not get infected because while they're exposed to a binge drinking friend, they did not pass the 50% plus threshold. The relative percent of infected friends matters. That is the difference between the complex contagion theory and our naive. It spreads like a virus. Simple contagion theory. You could say simple contagions are just contagions with a more than 0 infection threshold. However, contagions aren't necessarily bad, so enough about crowd management. How about crowd wisdom? Oh no. Here we have a person who volunteers to, I don't know, rescue people in hurricanes or tutor unprivileged kids in their local community or something cool like that. The point is, it's a good complex contagion. This time, though, let's say the threshold is only 25% people are willing to volunteer, but only if 25% of their friends do so too. Hey, Goodwill needs a bit of social encouragement. Get everybody infected with good vibes. That's good. No, volunteering is just one of the many complex contagions. Other include volunteer turnout, voter turnout, lifestyle habits, changing your beliefs, taking time to understand an issue deeply, anything that anything that needs more than one exposure, complex contagions aren't necessarily wise, but being wise is a complex contagion. That just made my mind hurt. Jesus. So what is it like to have a real life simple contagion? Usually bits of trivia like the possum has 13 nipples. I'm not about to read that. Actually, there are a lot of things in this video that I'm skipping, so if you get 10 likes, I'll go back and read them all. Now to really show the power and weirdness of complex contagions, let's revisit an earlier puzzle. Remember this? This time with the complex contagion, it will be a bit tougher. Try to infect everybody with complex wisdom. So that should be enough, right? That should be it, right? And then that's basically Sam, so just add it there, right? No, wait, no, it's right there. It's like up there. That's better. There we go. I did it. Hot dang. Now you may think that you just need to keep adding connections to spread any contagion, complex or single, good or bad, wise or mad. But is that really so? Well, let's visit another earlier puzzle. If you hit start below, the complex contagion will just spread to everyone, no surprise. But now, let's do the opposite. And, maybe everything we've done before. Draw a network to prevent the contagion from spreading to everyone. Oh, wait, no. So, I'll make this look way more complex than it is, and don't judge. That's pretty cool, if I do say so myself. You see, while more connections will always help the spread of simple ideas, more connections can hurt the spread of complex ideas. Makes you wonder. More connections makes you wonder about the internet. And this isn't just a theoretical problem. This can be a matter of life or death. Damn. I could be out here saving lives, but no. I'm making YouTube videos. Alright, whatever. The people at NASA were smart cookies. I mean, they used Newton's theories to get us to the moon. Anyway, long story short, in 1986, despite warnings from the engineers that they launched the Challenger, which blew up and killed 7 people. The immediate cause? It was too cold that morning. It was too cold that morning, yeah. It was like 30 degrees this morning. Does that count? The less immediate cause, the managers ignored the engineer's warning. Why? Because of groupthink. Oh no, I didn't fit off. Alright, whatever. Alright, 2 few connections and an idea can't spread. And too many connections and you'll get groupthink. draw a group as it's the sweet spot, blah blah blah. Alright, simple. There we go, simple enough. The number of connections within a group is called bonding social capital, but what about the connections between groups? Oh no. Issue, may if I already guessed the number of connections between groups is called bridging social capital. This is important because it helps groups break out of their insular echo chambers. Build a bridge to affect everyone with the complex ones. Alright. Alright, like bonding, there's a sweet spot for bridging to extra challenge. Try to draw a bridge that is so thick the complex contingent can't pass through it. Yeah, I'm not about to do that. Now that we know how to design connections within and between groups, let's do both at the same time. Alright, not hard. Shoot, never mind. Final puzzle. Alright. Congrats, you've just drawn a very special kind of network. Networks with the right mix of bonding, bridging are profound, important. They're called small world networks. Alright, a whole bunch of reading. Unity without uniformity. Diversity without division. You publish unum out of many. What? No matter how it's phrased, people across times and cultures often thrive at the same piece of wisdom. A healthy society needs a sweet spot of bonds within groups and bridges between groups. That is not this because ideas can't spread, nor this because you'll get groupthink, but this. I would tell something about myself. I'm one of those people that just, get along with everybody. So I would be one of these people that are, say, I don't know, right here, for the person right there, and then, because I would be, say, this is, the athletic kid group. I'll be in that group, but there's also, the gamer kid group, the nerdy gamer kids group, and then the white girl group. Oh god. I'm getting flashbacks of school. I know we've only been out for 5 days, but Jesus. Network scientists now have a mathematical definition for this ancient wisdom, the small world network. This optimal fix of bonding plus bridging describes how neurons are connecting, fosters collective creativity and problem solving, and even once I hope U.S. President John F. Kennedy barely avoided nuclear war. So yeah, small worlds are a big deal. And now the only reason why I was laughing at that is it's like a really serious topic. The fact that JFK almost got us in a nuclear war with the Soviets. I actually know a lot about it, and oh god, I'm not gonna explain it. In conclusion, that's all about contagions and connections. Contagions, so looks like something my math teacher would put on the board and we'll have to copy down in our notebooks. Contagions, like how neurons pass signals in the brain, people pass beliefs and behaviors in a society. Not only do we influence our friends, we also influence our... Not only do we influence our friends, we also influence our friends' friends. And even our friends' friends. I read that wrong. Be the change you want to see in the world, etc., etc. But like neurons, it's not good. It's not just signals that matter. It's also connections. Too few connections and complex ideas can't spread. Too many connections and complex ideas get crushed by groupthink. The trick is to build a small world network, the optimal mix of bonding and bridges. E. Perlis, That's basically the scientific talk of, don't have, if you're gonna share an idea, don't share it to too many people. Well, wait. So what about our question from the very beginning? Why do some crowds turn to wisdom and others to madness? From Newton to NASA to network science, we've covered a lot here today. Long story short, the madness of crowds is not necessarily due to individual people, but due to how we're trapped in a society and trapped in that sticky web. This does not mean abandoning personal responsibility. We're also weavers of that web. So improve your contagions. Be skeptical of ideas that flatter you. So don't be stupid, but also don't be too stupid. Spend time understanding complex ideas and spend time understanding complex ideas and improve your connections, bond with similar folk, but also build bridges across cultural, political divides, and we can weave a wise web. Sure, it's harder than doodling lines in the screen, but so worth it. The great trumps and tragedies are history are caused not people being fundamentally good. The great triumphs and tragedies of history are caused not by people being fundamentally good or fundamentally bad, but people being fundamentally people, by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. Those are two authors, huh? Alright, well that would be the end of this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe, and see you all later.